Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're all doing great so far. Before we begin, I'd like to welcome you to the channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for future releases on absolutely anything related to development updates, marketplace add-ons, the latest news on Microsoft Flight Simulator. You've come to the right place. Now, utilities are plenty in the simulator yet. I'd rather call today's upcoming product an add-on instead of an utility. You can find varieties of freeware from many sources over the internet. There are many developers who are trying to be creative in their own fashion towards fixing the simulator. The Studios of JustFlight have announced the latest development geared towards Real Taxiways. It's nice to see that developers are trying to add numerous changes in different places in the simulator. This focus would be mainly towards the region of the US. A good idea, I'd say. They can bag more value towards your purchase by giving you back more, as it would be implemented on a larger scale. BlackSquare is another studio, and with the help of their partnership, JustFlight are moving towards progressing on this specific area of development. A small change like this, which can spread across a specific region, and in this case it's America, this kind of growth towards a simulator is needed, and we've been seeing different things flying across the marketplace. And with 900 products which can be found in the marketplace, most common things are airports, aircraft, missions, bush trips, sceneries, and a few other things. This can change a lot of dynamics in the simulator, making the experience much more interesting. Now, what exactly this add-on would do is that it would replace the default taxiway signs at Class C and Class D airports all over the US. Now, if you're new towards knowing about class of airports, there are 6 classes of airports, more like airspace that is controlled. The fundamentals are towards flight rules and interactions between the aircraft and the ATC, which is the air traffic control. So don't get overwhelmed when you hear these terms. Now, Class A through C are busy airports, and the level of importance goes down with the alphabets moving, and this is in reference only to the US. So don't mistake it as a general reference for other countries, as they have their own definition for classes of airspaces. This add-on would focus on Class C and D airports. Class C airports are 122, while Class D airports are approximately 474 in the US. And if you're wondering what the difference could be between these two classes, what Class C airports could handle is that they have a specific class of airspace which follows the ICAO, which is the International Civil Aviation Organization airspace designation. In simple terms, busy airports that have a good mix of airlines and GA traffic. For example, the San Jose International Airport in the West Coast in California comes under Class C airport, as it is an airport of moderate importance when you compare it to, say, a Class B airport. Now, a Class B airport, on the other hand, is like San Francisco International Airport, an extensive airport that can accommodate a larger operation, not just on the side of the ATC level and rules. It requires constant monitoring of jets going in and out of the airport. So that is Class B. When we talk about Class C airports, they're home to flight schools and small aircraft hangars along with airliners. So this add-on would focus on Class C and D airports, meaning airports like San Jose International Airport in this case, and further down. And when it comes to Class D airports, they are smaller in size, as they have a smaller airspace that consists of general aviation aircraft. And quite often these airports aren't really small due to the class determination. They can handle operations like cargo, business jets, charter services, maintenances, and facilities including flight schools. The studios of Asobo have been doing a great job so far, focusing on the elements that matter on various levels of the simulator. Now let's be honest here, to see a simulator that is 100% complete, this is going to take a long time, folks. And let's say when it is 100% complete, it's still not yet complete, as some or the other creative thing keeps adding towards it. I would say that this is a better approach from several studios on what all they can think of, and for the moment, this is a good move from other developers apart from Asobo to fill this space. And when it comes to add-ons like these, one of the most important things that comes across our mind is, oh, it's gonna cost money. This would certainly cost money in the long run, and it would be ideal to figure out what the actual cost of running a complete sim would be. JustFlight have been working on this project from some time to see that every area can be addressed towards this part of the airport, which is Real Taxiways. Now, taxiway names have to be accurate and they matter. Not just the accuracy of names are going to be changed, the sign placements, different types of signs. Some airports can have double-sided signs and different airports have their own unique way of having signs. Not to forget, they're not just focusing on the exterior cosmetic part of the signs, it should be easily readable from a cockpit, and we use the mouse most of the times to take a good look at it often when we taxi. They consider a lot other things within this space of taxiways. They've also considered the LAHSO markings to see that it should be either placed or removed when not required. Basically, LAHSO means land and hold short operations. They're trying to match the real world charts that have been their focus. The runways should see some improvement in lighting in large airports. Also, recovered unusable parking spots where the AI won't spawn you from there when you try to hit the fly button. It wouldn't give you the option of a wrong spot in the first place. They're trying to fix that part too. Other areas include ramp areas, for example. Let's say north parking or east parking can be requested from the ATC. Try to be more specific rather. Parking locations would be revised for all types of aircraft like the GAs, commercial aircraft, cargo, military combat aircraft types. From the VR aspect, you can get the option to increase the sign sizes so as to make it more comfortable to the eyes. Basically, a lot of work has been done. This is going to be released soon. The prime focus for this add-on are taxiways. And they're doing their best to own this part of the simulator by producing a quality product. So far in the last month, we had the New Zealand mesh from Obex, the Arix ground services, and now the Real Taxiways from the Studios of JustFlight. Now exactly like this, slowly other developers are going to come out with their own beautiful creations. Well, that is certainly some good news from the studios for now. And before we end, I'd like to give a big shout out to the friends of the community, Andy Beckett, Top Creations, and Alexander. Do make sure to hit that subscribe button because once this is out, you can get a chance to take a look at how more beautiful the simulator can look like. Until next time, happy flying folks.